Hey everybody, Xmas here. So, a sitting governor is accusing the federal government of kidnapping American citizens. Let's get right into this.
My fellow Minnesotans, what's happening in Minnesota right now defies belief. News reports simply don't do justice to the level of chaos and disruption and trauma the federal government is raining down upon our communities. 2,000 to 3,000 armed agents of the federal government have been deployed to Minnesota. Armed, masked, undertrained ICE agents are going door to door, ordering people to point out where their neighbors of color live.
Okay, guys. All right. So, let's rewind first off. We wouldn't have this issue had we not had open borders for like the last, 4 years. So, that's the first issue. We have to get rid of everybody that came over illegally. Second issue is Minnesota right now is drowning in fraud. This guy right here, this guy's the fraud king. He's not going to go become governor again, right? So he's already dropped out of the race. He's not going to get reelected. He's under investigation himself. Look at his face. He looks like he's worried. He looks like he's scared. But back to what he was saying, ICE agents going door to door. Have you guys seen this in your neighborhood? Because I've been outside lately. I haven't seen any of this happening. Not really. What I have seen is a bunch of paid agitators going out there and acting like a fool. Tell me, does this? Like, what does he have to do with ICE? Yes. At the end of the day, these are paid agitators. We've seen it before. We've seen it while Trump was in office the first time. All the riots in the streets, the burning of cities, cars, takeover of certain areas. Where they laid out, basically, they had pallets of bricks dropped for them at certain places. People were getting bussed in. You can't take these people at face value at all. But let's go and continue.
They're pulling over people indiscriminately, including U.S. citizens, and demanding to see their papers.
Listen to this guy. So he's basically comparing ICE to like the secret police, like the Gestapo, right? I mean, is he protecting the law, or is he trying to protect the people who are breaking the law? That's my question.
And at grocery stores, at bus stops, even at our schools, they're breaking windows, dragging pregnant women down the street, just plain grabbing Minnesotans and shoving them into unmarked vans.
This is crazy, guys. So these people the ICE are taking have broke the law, right? They're not here legally. They got to go. That is the law. That is the current law on the books. So so far, I don't see any issues. I see a lot of people getting themselves in trouble. A lot of people who are blocking ICE agents with vehicles or their bodies, or interfering with active police investigations or activities.
Kidnapping innocent people with no warning and no due process.
That's called, you're under arrest, right? It's called being arrested. If I was to go out and break the law, what are you going to do to me? They're going to kidnap me, they're going to handcuff me, put me in the back of that car, and send me downtown.
Let's be very, very clear. This long ago stopped being a matter of immigration enforcement. Instead, it's a campaign of organized brutality against the people of Minnesota by our own federal government. Last week, that campaign claimed the life of Renee Nicole Good. We've all watched the video. We've all seen what happened.
We did watch the video, and we did see what happened. So, here's a video. And we're starting to. So there she backs up. Okay. Law enforcement. Okay. He's right here in front of the vehicle. Here's the vehicle. And boom. And for further context, that ICE agent had been hit with a car prior to that from these protesters as well. So he's already suffering from stitches and everything like that. This incident sent him to the hospital with internal bleeding is what's being reported, right? So he gets hit again just by doing his job. That's insane. Let's see. There's another video over here. She's blocking the vehicles, guys. You can't do that. You can't block police or any police vehicles.
Just so you know, it'll be the same plate when you come talk to us later. That's fine. U.S. citizen, former fucking country. You want to come at us? You want to come at us?
And see, she's right in these guys' face. I mean, they're literally, they're there for a job. They're not just there for no reason. Why is she there? Why is she there obstructing? That's my question.
I say go get yourself some lunch, big boy. Go ahead.
Big boy. Let's...
Get out of the fucking car. Get out of the car.
You can hear it even. Like, you can hear him get hit by the damn car. Play that again. Ouch. And then, you guys see this bullet hole right here?
Going on out front, so I came downstairs to see what was going on.
How do you get a bullet hole, okay, in a front window if the officer wasn't standing in front of the vehicle? There's no way to shoot that if you're not in front of the vehicle. Okay, this isn't like, what was that movie where you can curve the bullets? That's not reality, guys. That's a shot from the front of the vehicle. She's disobeying lawful orders. She escalated the situation further than what it needed to be, and she paid the ultimate price. Am I happy that somebody lost her life? No. I think that's terrible. I feel bad for her family. But, you know, when you do dumb things, you win dumb prizes, because they call that weaponizing your vehicle. So if you, let's say, were to attack an officer, let's say you charged an officer with a knife, what are they going to do? They're going to shoot you. Right? Let's say you go after an officer with a baseball bat. You're swinging it. They're probably going to shoot you. Okay? You weaponize a vehicle that's thousands of pounds and send it hurling at an officer. They're probably going to shoot you. It's not rocket science, guys. This is not rocket science.
And yet, instead of conducting an impartial investigation so we can hold accountable the officer responsible for Renee's death, the Trump administration is devoting the full power of the federal government to finding an excuse to attack the victim and her family. Just yesterday, 6 federal prosecutors, including the longtime career prosecutor leading the charge to investigate and eliminate fraud in our state's programs, quit their jobs rather than...
What? What? Wait a minute. Did he just say what I thought he said? Let's try it again.
Quit their jobs.
No.
Leading the charge to investigate and eliminate fraud in our state's programs, quit their jobs. Rather,
the main prosecutors have been around for a long time in Minnesota. Their job was to find fraud, are quitting their jobs. I might dare to venture, perhaps, sir, they're doing a terrible fucking job at it. Look at the fraud in your state. I mean, literally, you guys are drowning in fraud. They shouldn't be quitting. They should have been fired a long time ago. They should have been out of there. They're not doing anything for Minnesotans.
rather than go along with this assault on the United States Constitution. But as bad as it's been, Donald Trump intends for it to get worse. This week, he went online to promise that, quote, the day of retribution and reckoning is coming.
Oh.
That's a direct threat against the people of this state, who dared to vote against him 3 times, and who continue to stand up for freedom with courage and empathy and profound grace. All across Minnesota, people are stepping up to help their neighbors who are being unjustly and unlawfully targeted. They're distributing care packages and walking kids to school and raising their voices in peaceful protest, even though doing so has made many of our fellow Minnesotans targets for violent retribution. Folks, I know it's scary, and I know it's absurd that we all have to be defending law and order, justice, and humanity while also caring for our families and trying to do our job.
Guys, here it is again. It's a classic Democrat left-leaning pivot, right? He's pivoting over to Trump, okay? Orange man is bad, and he's trying to justify that for people to ignore federal law enforcement. He's claiming that the law enforcements are the one that's inciting fear. When I don't think that's the case. The protesters have been very, very violent. Okay, they're being unruly. They're not following the law. They're not even protesting. They're basically at this point obstructing, vandalizing, and a lot of these protesters should be in jail, in my opinion. Let's continue.
So tonight, let me say once again to Donald Trump and Kristi Noem, end this occupation. You've done enough. Let me say 4 critical things to the people of Minnesota. 4 things I want you to hear as you watch the news and look out for your neighbors. First, Donald Trump wants this chaos. He wants confusion.
Orange man bad.
He wants more violence on our streets. We cannot give him what he wants. We must protest loudly, urgently, but also peacefully. Indeed, as hard as we will fight in the courts and at the ballot box, we cannot and will not let violence prevail. You're angry, I'm angry. Angry is not a strong enough word, but we must remain.
And scared. You're very scared of your fraud investigations that are coming your direction.
Peaceful. Second, you are not powerless. You are not helpless, and you are certainly not alone. All across Minnesota, people are learning about opportunities, not just to resist, but to help people who are in danger. Thousands upon thousands of our fellow Minnesotans.
Not just to resist, but to help people in danger. Who is it, guys? Who is it that ICE is going after? Illegal aliens, right? They're not going after Americans. So, because that's illegal. They can't do that. They couldn't do anything with them. So he's saying to help harbor a criminal, I guess.
Are going to be relying on mutual aid in the days and weeks to come, and they need our support. Tonight, I want to share another way you can help. Witness. Help us establish a record of exactly what's happening in our communities. You have an absolute right to peacefully film ICE agents as they conduct these activities.
Peacefully, guys. Peacefully. This is the part that everybody's not doing, the peacefully part. You got to stay out of their way. It's got to be out, almost, away from the agents. If you want to film from afar, you're welcome to do that, but you cannot interfere with what they're doing.
So carry your phone with you at all times. And if you see these ICE agents in your neighborhood, take out that phone and hit record. Help us create a database of the atrocities against Minnesotans, not just to establish a record for posterity, but to bank evidence for future prosecution. The third thing I want to say to you tonight is, we will not have to live like this forever. Accountability is coming at the voting booth and in court. We will reclaim our communities from Donald Trump.
Well, you do have some accountability coming to yourself, buddy, in court.
We will reestablish a sense of safety for our neighbors, and we will bring an end to this moment of chaos, confusion, and trauma. We will find a way to move forward, and we'll do it together, and we'll not be alone. Every day, we are working with business leaders, faith leaders.
This guy is an absolute clown. So he's doing the usual thing, right? He's flipping the script. He's taking everything that's happening out of context and trying to frame it through some lens that paints ICE and law enforcement in a bad light.
Legal experts and elected officials from across this country, they've all seen what Donald Trump is trying to do to our state, and they know their states could be next. And that brings me to the fourth thing I want to say tonight, Minnesota. Minnesota, how incredibly proud I am of the way that you've risen to meet this unbearable moment. But I'm not at all surprised, because this is who we are. Minnesotans believe in the rule of law, and Minnesotans believe in the dignity of all people. We're a place where there's room for everybody, no matter who.
No, sorry, we're not. We're not open borders anymore. Okay, that was the last administration. Okay, so we have a new president, a new mandate. The president won in the Electoral College, and he won a popular vote. And he won on an overall mandate that he's going to take care of the immigration problem. Because the issue is not only do we have people that came in unvetted, okay, we got a lot of criminals, a lot of things that shouldn't happen. A lot of Americans have died from illegal aliens that just shouldn't have been here to begin with. But not only is that an issue, but then it's also an issue of having them here, right? So now we have redistricting. They can now get into politics. They can now, in some places where they don't ID, vote, right? So they're basically importing themselves a voting base. That way they can basically overrule the majority that lives here now.
Who you are, or who you love, or where you came from. A place where we feed our kids, we take care of our neighbors, and we look out for those in the shadows of life.
And also, I think immigration is great because we do need certain people to fill certain roles here. My wife's not from the United States, but guess what? She couldn't just come on over. She couldn't go across the border or come through on some scam. No, we had to put in for paperwork. We had to, do everything that needed to be done, do it the right way. It took a few years, right? Then we got our brother over here as well. It took him 20 years to get here. A couple $1,000s, 20 years waiting, right? And then what? These scammers can just come on in. All these other illegal aliens can just come on in and just skip the line and skip the process. We have laws for a reason, guys.
We're an island of decency in a country being driven towards cruelty. We will remain an island of decency, of justice, of community, of peace. And tonight I come before you simply to ask, don't let anyone take that away from us. Thank you, protect each other, and may God bless the people of Minnesota.
All right. Again, this guy is an absolute clown. So let me ask you guys, if a conservative governor came out and told people to monitor the movements of the FBI, that would make headlines, guys. They would call it an insurrection. And it's exactly what they're doing. So the left gets away with a lot of stuff. But you know what? They really work together well. I'll give them that. When they do stuff, they're protected from all the local courts. Local courts will put out mandates that somehow could put injunctions on the whole country. They really work together and they really cover each other's butts. So if the Republicans would start doing the same thing, we might see more wins. But, all right, guys, this was my reaction to this Tim Walz clown. If you want me to react to anything else, put in the comments below, and we'll go from there. This is Hex, signing out.